shall begin. Be, oh God, I stand for you. And here are the battles you show me. All that I would do. It's the thing that God was the Son. God is the Son. And God so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all. He shine its light as me, as you use me. Oh God, I stand for you. And here I the as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, command my hands. What must they do? Command my life. It's here for you. Now is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes some things new. And God is shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, it's me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here all about as you show me all that I must do. 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 Did you feel that?
Yeah. Welcome back, Stephen. Thank you. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to CCL, Sunday before the holidays. We've got two holidays coming up, right? On the same day. First,
Yeah,
first day of Hanukkah and Christmas. So, all we need to do is sit back and allow God to use me. And we know God is in here, right? So just stay open and be present.
Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Good morning, Zoom. See you guys. So if you'll repeat after me, I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
Accepting love and peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and abundance. And so it is.
Yeah. For me. Oh, oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Remember this? The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. I had to use the thing that I should. Scripture told me I had to, that I had to be good. Now I love because I want to. I love because I am free. Blinded by the Spirit. Oh Lord, Spirit of God is upon me. Sing it, y'all. Spirit of God is upon me. Spirit of God is upon me. The Spirit of God is upon me. The Spirit of God is upon me. Don't need any prodding. I don't need any law. I want to sing with all my heart that God is my all and all. Let go of my burden. Loving God has made me free. I get by the Spirit. Oh Lord, Spirit of God, from me, sing it, y'all. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Spirit, I give y'all about a 30. Can I get 100? Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh, oh. Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. One more time. Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God, yes it is, yes it is. The Spirit of God is upon me. The Spirit of God is upon me.
Thank you, Stephen. That was beautiful. This is on. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Good morning. Oh, good. That's even better. Thank you. Today's inspirational reading is called Finding the Christ by Ernest Holmes from Science of Mind. We do believe that in the unique personage of Jesus, this Christ was more fully orbed than in anyone of whom we have record. We do believe that in the person of Jesus, more of God was manifest. We also believe that Christ comes alike to each and all. There is no one particular man predestined to become the Christ. We must understand that the Christ is not a person, but a principle. It was impossible for Jesus not to have become the Christ, as the human gave way to the divine, as the man gave way to God, as flesh gave way to spirit, as the will of division gave way to the will of unity. Jesus the man became a living embodiment of the Christ. If we look upon Jesus from this viewpoint, we shall be able to study his life as a living example.
You know, the thing about the Christ is that he was an example for us, really, a model. So we embody that awareness, that consciousness of who we are, the truth of our being, which is presence, right? So let's affirm that right now. Please repeat after me. God is the center and circumference of my life.
God is the center and circumference of my life.
I recognize that this perfect life lives within me.
I recognize that this perfect life lives within me.
It is my eternal reality.
It is my eternal reality.
I center my awareness on this infinite calm within me.
I center my awareness on this infinite calm within me.
It is my everlasting good.
It is my everlasting good.
In this recognition, I know my oneness with God.
In this recognition, I know my oneness with God.
And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you.
We got to love. We got to love one another. Hey, there's no chair dancing allowed. Act like you know. Name your price, a ticket to pay. Run and dice. I can't stay anymore. And I've looked high and low. I've searched for sure to show. If there's a shortcut, I'd have found it. But there's no easy way around it. I look around, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Oh, yes, it is. Hey, hey. All right now. Ooh, ooh. Oh. All in time, I know we all can shine. We are children of one spirit, and we can all be heard if we can sing and dance to His words. We've got to do this thing together. Heal the earth and make it better. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Oh, shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Let's sing that again. I don't think you heard me. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. And when you feel afraid, love one another. When you lost your way, love one another. When you're all alone, love one another. When you're far from home, love one another. When your hopes run out, love one another. Because you're dead and I love one another. And when you need friends, love one another. And when you need love, we got to love. We've got to love one another. Just like that. Thank you so much.
He's my timekeeper. If you know anything about a minister, we can talk all day. What I want to talk today about is, why do we celebrate Christmas? Not Christians. A lot of us left Christianity. We don't believe that Jesus is the only begotten Son of God. We don't believe that Jesus died for our sins. And by the way, do you know what sin stands for, what it means? It's an ancient archery term meaning to miss the mark. So we're not going to hell because we missed the mark. So why do we celebrate Christmas? The reading pretty much set it up. Let me read the rest of this. There's a whole chapter in Science of Mind called Finding the Christ. Holmes studied the Bible, studied mysticism, studied the Eastern religions to come up with Science of Mind, the basis of what we believe. And he never wanted a religion out of it. This was never his intention, was to make a religion out of it. And that's why we're not really a religion. So I'll read the last sentence from the inspirational reading. If we can look upon Jesus from this viewpoint, we shall be able to study his life as a living example. What is more inspiring than to contemplate the consciousness of a man who has the faith to stand in front of a paralyzed man and tell him to walk, and to know very well that he is going to get up and walk? Such an example as this is worth something. But if the whole performance were enacted in the mind of a man entirely unique and different from us, then it would mean no more to us than studying the biology of hundreds of other men. Fortunately, we do not have to contemplate Jesus as being unique and different, for the Bible makes it more than plain that he was a man like we are. As the human gives way to the divine, in all people they become the Christ. We celebrate that Christ consciousness. That's what we're celebrating, that oneness, that knowingness that Christ came to of his oneness with God, that we all have. The divine is right here. Jesus said it. The kingdom of heaven is within. The divine is right here, as is everything in the divine. There is only the divine. There is only God. But it's that consciousness that we're aware of, that oneness, that knowingness that God is completely for us, that God is right here guiding us, loving us, guiding us. That's why we talk about not going out there. We talk about going inside. And the deeper we go, the more we connect with the divine. The more we connect with all that is, with the infinite intelligence, with the infinite love, with the infinite peace, with the infinite knowingness. We stand there and anything's possible. Because we're speaking, living, and moving, having our being from God. That's our connection. And Jesus recognized that. And Jesus so recognized it that he was able to cure people. And the interesting thing about that is that the people that he cured, that he healed, believed so much in it that they were cured. It took them to believe what Jesus was so firmly centered in to heal. And that's our job. Our job is to know the presence of the divine so solidly that anything is possible. Healing, relationships healing, healing within our heart, our own heart, healing within our family, healing within our lives, every area of our lives. I've got all kinds of areas in my life that are flowing just beautifully. And then I got some that aren't going so well. I realized about 5 days ago, I started getting this sore throat. And it came on with a vengeance. I could barely swallow. It hurt so bad. And finally, as I've always said, that's one of the reasons I like doing the talk, is because I have to do the work. And I did the work on this one. And I've been doing the work on the other areas of my life because that's why they flow. Because I recognize the divinity in every one of those areas where my life is flowing. I recognize the divine support, the divine love, except in this area. Last year, my sister and brother and I had gotten together to empty out my brother's house. And I recognized how anxious and upset and just not nice to my sister I was. I'd go in and out of it. I'd be really nice, and then I'd get caught. We had a long relationship. A lot of stuff that I was hanging on to. And I recognized it now. I recognized it at the time, but at the time it was her fault. Okay. So I walked away from it, and she was upset. She was bothered by it, and I was too. And I'm thinking, just let it go. Let it go. Let it be in the past and let it go. And it wasn't. So we kept coming back to it, and we kept having arguments and upset and stuff like that. And she called me the other day, and I was in my car, and I couldn't get the speaker right. So I didn't hear the beginning of what she said. And I said, I'm sorry, Carol, what did you say? And she said it very, in my mind, angrily and very staccato. Are you able to talk now? And I went, yes, I am able to talk now. So I responded with exactly what she came at me with, which neither place was in the divine. right? Neither of those places were speaking from the divine. So she hung up. And I went, good, I didn't want to talk to her anyhow. So I got my way. I'm right. She talked to me poorly. I gave it back to her, and I'm right. Right? From my perspective, I'm right. From her perspective, she's right. Right? So I'm getting this sore throat, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I finally realized this morning that the sore throat is from not cleaning that up. Is that my body is finally going, Paul, wake up. You got to deal with this. This is not okay. Your life is in so many areas is running beautifully. Here's one where it's not working. And it's time for you to stand in the divine. So I made a pact with myself today that I'm going to talk to my sister. I'm going to pray first. I'm going to get centered in the divine and pray first and then talk to my sister. Because if I'm standing in the divine, it doesn't matter what she says or how she says it. It doesn't matter because I'm standing in the divine. I can back away, not take it personally, not have it be about me, not have it even be about her. Have it be as it is, what it is in the moment, and react to it from the divine. That's the difference. Is where am I standing? What story am I telling? Because the story I was telling was my sister gets angry and takes it out on me. Okay? So that's my story. So how does she show up for me? Angry and takes it out on me. So if I can get out of that and stand in the knowingness that she is a beautiful expression of God, then how am I going to react? Carol, I love you. What's going on? What's going on for you? What is this? I apologize for anything that I've done. And we can talk about the things that in the past that happened from that opening, from love. And that's what we get caught up in at this time of the year. We get caught up in the they-isms. If they would just, if she would just, if he would just. The reading was talking about going deep in ourselves. That's where the answers are. That's the Christ consciousness. That's the knowingness. That's the beauty of our oneness with God. The answers are there, I promise you. I have never, and I'm pretty sure it's with everybody, truly gone inside, gone within, deep within, and not gotten a divine answer. Because it's there. It's the truth of who we are. That divinity is the truth of who we are. So that's the thing to celebrate. That consciousness of love, that consciousness of peace, that consciousness of infinite possibility. Because it's the truth of who we are. It's the power that we have in the universe. We are one with all that God is. So that when Holmes put it, that we are all the begotten sons and daughters of God. That we are all that Christ consciousness. Christ was the way shower. Christ never saw himself as a deity. Christ was living his life going, I want to connect with all that is. And he recognized his oneness with God. That's the example. He's not the exception. He is the example, the way shower. So he opened us up to that divine knowingness. so that we can live our lives from there, so that we can have a great life that the divine wants us to have. God doesn't want us to suffer. And the only suffering we have is when we separate ourselves from the divine. God's always knocking on the door. It's up to us to open it. It's up to us to recognize that knocking. It's up to me to recognize the sore throat and say, wait a minute. I'm not being the divine. I'm not being that Christ consciousness. I'm not opening to the infinite possibility in the universe. So take a moment. I want you to find something in your life right now that's not working. A relationship, a family member. And I want you to tell a different story. I want you to first to realize the story that you're telling yourself. As I know mine was, Carol's angry and takes it out on me. That was the story. And that's what I was living out of. So I want you to take a moment, go within and listen for that story. It's right there, I promise you. You've been running this story for a long time. And it's been running you. So what story can we put in place of it? Because the only way to let go of that story is to put a new one in place. How about if we put in that they are an amazing expression of God? No matter how they appear, I am going to see them as an amazing expression of God. And I promise you, they will show up that way because you're looking for it. Another thing that Jesus said was, it is done unto you as you believe. And this is profound because he recognized that the aspect of the divine that is creative doesn't care. It just creates. And Holmes called it the law. So when we think something or believe something, it shows up out in the world. So my belief in my sister being angry and taking it out on me showed up just fine. It's the other part that's not showing up because I'm not looking for it and I'm not being it. I'm not getting in tune with it. Once I get in tune with she's an amazing expression of God and I'm going to see her that way, I promise you she's going to show up that way. She has to. She'll either match my vibration or go away. One of the two. Because if the vibrations are too divergent, you can't be in the same room with somebody. Because the vibrations don't match. But if we're being that expression of God, the world's got to show up that way. It has to. So, this holiday, let's stand in our oneness with God in all of our areas, finances, our relationships, our spirit, the knowingness that this is going to be an extraordinary holiday. That this holiday is of love and of peace and of generosity and abundance. Let's stand in that. Let's stand in that knowingness. And I promise you, this will be a glorious holiday. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Diwali, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy Life. I love you all.
Hi again, everybody. I just want to tell you something briefly, right? So that you know how I know I'm supposed to be here? Because what I used to do with Reverend Carol and some of the other New Thought ministries always seems to be consistent. that whatever they're talking about that I don't know up front, the song that I've picked for my offering always just aligns perfectly, right? It's how I know I'm supposed to be here. All right. So for love's sake, check yourself, correct yourself. Surrender to love. 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 Oh, it's hard sometimes to forgive someone who has caused you so much pain. But it's only my ego, playing tricks on us again. Yes, it is. Humble your mind and set yourself free. It's free. Oh, surrender to love. You got it? Surrender to love. Surrender to love. Surrender to love. Just know the greatest challenges in your life are really blessings from people in your soul. Don't be afraid to put your heart out there. Go higher till you do. That all your feelings show. Let it show. Let it show. You know why? Love is much stronger than fear. It's so clear. Oh, surrender to love. 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 Surrender to the love. Surrender to love. Be free. And feel it's so clear. Oh, surrender. Oh, surrender. Surrender. Surrender to love. Surrender to love. Surrender. Yes. To love. Surrender to love. Surrender to the love. Surrender to love. Be free. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephen. I think we needed Stephen today. I feel like I did anyway. Thank you for being here. Uh, mm. You know, as we think about community, when I was listening to Reverend Paul, I was thinking about, you know, that he's really the master of superlatives. And, you know, saying that we're all amazing expressions of light and of God. And that to me is what CCL is about, especially when we're thinking about ourselves as community, because we're really in oneness. So when we're connected within with ourselves, right, we are those amazing expressions of light. And we radiate that forth to each other. And we know that we are one with the divine. We are all one. There's no separation, right? Just unity, just love. So in that spirit, I invite you all to just remember who you are. Thank you. Torah.
Good morning. Blessing for our offering. Blessing for our offering. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
Thank you, Katora. Yeah.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We accept these gifts and these tithes and these expressions of love and peace, joy and community. We accept them in deep gratitude and profound appreciation, knowing that our contributions of time, of money, of energy, and of love are circular. We give and we receive, and we give and we receive. And I know that for this community right here and right now, that we are in that flow of perfection, the flow of the divine within us, around us, through us, manifesting in expression and expressing as us. Please join with me in saying thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and so it is.
Thank you.
Well, good. You went to the gallery view. All right, cool. So you all know how much I love this prayer. This prayer is, I'd like to ask anybody on Zoom and in the room, if this is your first time to be here, if you would stand. If you would have the courage to stand. I don't think there's anybody in here that has. Anybody on Zoom? Any of you guys that are here for the first time? All right. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn from aisle to aisle and hold up our hands and give this prayer to each other, okay? So everybody stand up. Turn across the aisle. There you go. There you go. And repeat after me. There you go, Norman. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community. We open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light. We are blessed by your presence. Welcome home. And so it is.
I think I'll use this. It's always a plan B. So let me just find my announcements here. My announcements are missing. Oh, wait, maybe they're here.
Yep.
Here we go. Okay, they're just hiding.
I knew I had them.
All right. Just very quickly, I want to thank everyone who made this service possible today. Starting with my partner in service here, Reverend Paul, and beautiful talk he gave us today. Thank you. And everything that he does for us, which is amazing. Stephen Wise, thank you for being with us here today and enlivening our service. And in being such synchrony too. Thank you for pointing that out because I noticed that too. Yeah. And Reverend Catherine, our senior minister, she's not here today, but I just want to recognize her contributions. And Reverend Ken is our Zoom minister today and most days. Thank you, Reverend Ken. Melissa Romero is on pastoral support, one of our practitioner students, always deep in the presence. And Jody gave a beautiful reading this morning. Thank you, Jody. And look at this beautiful altar. That was Janine's creation with some assistance from Holly this morning. Thank you, Janine and Holly. And Jane and Bob were here early this morning setting up our sacred space in the back. Thank you so much. And Andy is here this morning with Keturah as ushers. Thank you. Thank you for your blessings. And Marty Keith on media, and Norman is on the media team as well. And we have Raj as our media specialist. He has joined us recently. This is his second time here. Thank you, Russ. Okay, just quickly, 2 days from now is Christmas Eve. So we have our Christmas Eve service, and we're really having a wonderful service. A lot of music, more music, and less talk than we normally do. We've got 4 musicians lined up. Stephen will be one of them. Ginger will be here, and Deb Chamberlain. And Ellen will be here as well, playing on her dulcimer. So it's going to be a beautiful service. We all really got together and spent a lot of time planning for it. So I invite you to be here 7 p.m. Tuesday night. Yeah. And we will be acknowledging Hanukkah as well and the solstice. Just remembering that we're at solstice, the time for winter and going within. What else? Yeah, December 29th, we have a special guest speaker, Reverend Dave Schbach. Many of you know him. He goes way back here at CCL, and he's a New Thought minister. He's a very dynamic speaker and very engaging, so I invite you to be here on December 29th. He'll be doing the service together with Reverend Paul. And right after that, on December 31st, Reverend Paul will be facilitating the World Peace Meditation at Soul Sanctuary, 7 a.m., 7 to 8 a.m. And remember, people from all over the world are meditating at the same time, at the same moment, but different times for world peace. And Kathy Milano has specifically invited you to attend in person if you can or would like to. And of course, it will also be on Zoom. So you have 2 ways to attend. And I have some really exciting news. CCL is really expanding its music program. And you may have noticed that we're doing a lot more singing, a lot more congregational singing, and many of you have asked for that. So we're bringing printed lyrics back. You notice we have printed lyrics, and we're really engaging the musicians to really bring us forth in song. So that's one thing that we're doing, but we've got a special opportunity has come our way, and we have created a music fellowship, and we have an international musician, a vocalist and a performer who will be visiting us for several months, and she'll be a music fellow here at CCL. Her name is Myra Maud, and it will be announced next week in the newsletter, so you can check her out on YouTube. But she performs all over the world. She's in Germany right now where she lives, but she's performed in South Africa, here in this country, in Canada, and the Caribbean. And she'll be spending probably 6 months here with us. We have a 3-month fellowship with her right now, and it's renewable. So I invite you all, if you're interested to sing, she is going to be working with us to form a choir, an adult choir. So if you're interested to sing, talk to Jane Hobson or sign up on the sign-up sheet in the back. She'll be here in person in February, and we'll be connecting with her remotely to just talk about what kind of programs we'll set up and how this is all going to work. So we'll tell you more about that as things unfold. That's really all I know right now. But I'm really excited about our music program because a few months ago, I had I don't know, a revelation came to me. I was meditating and contemplating, and I just asked the question, what does CCL want to be right now? And the word creativity dropped in. And so I immediately thought about art and music, visual arts and music. Well, since then, I've met a lot of visual artists in our community and in other places. And our music program is just, coming from the grassroots up and blossoming. So I invite all of you to participate in that in whatever way calls for you, because we are open to creativity right now in many, many ways. Okay, just a reminder, we have daily prayer, and I'm there Tuesday through Friday on Zoom and 12 noon, and the link is in your newsletter. And that's it. Let's circle up. Thank you.
There was a time in my life when I thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, wanting just to get through another day, all you gotta do is let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Come on, help me, y'all. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm on. All right, let's tear the roof off one time. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I am free. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. Yes, I'm only for God. One more time. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Can you hear me? Yeah. I forgot two important announcements. Our refreshments were brought by Paula today. Where's Paula? Yeah, thank you. Always have to acknowledge refreshments. And the other thing is just a reminder about Mia Kelly's memorial service on January 5th. It's in this room immediately after service on January 5th. And we're going to have a beautiful service in the morning, and Supriya will be doing a meditation for us. And Holly and Supriya and Keith planned a beautiful, beautiful service right after. We'll have lunch first, again, refreshments, and then we'll have a beautiful service. So you're all invited January 5th. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, no, you're too.
Yeah, so.
Sorry.
Let's all just connect in our heart just for a moment, or maybe more than a moment. Remembering the words of Christ that we can walk through the world and not be a part of it, right? We can stay in awareness, knowing the truth of our being, and still go through our daily lives. So as we continue through this holiday season of joy and love, connection and community, we remember the truth of who we are in every interaction with our family, with our close friends, with our colleagues, and of course with each other here at CCL. We take that knowing with us throughout the week. And in this, we express deep gratitude and appreciation, joy for ourselves and for each other, knowing we are one. And in that knowing, we say thank you, and so it is.
Are you ready? Oh, come on. Are you ready? There we go. Are you ready, Zoom? If you will repeat after me, something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my body. Life is in my mind. Life is in my feelings. Life is in all my activities. I receive it. I share it. I am it. And I accept it. How? Thank you, life. And accepting all these wonderful gifts, we say, yeah!